Hey sisters, happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. We're in the 12:30 hour afternoon. I hope you guys can see me and you know that I am in this car. So you know if I stop and get off in this car, we have a whole different energy when we meet up in the car. Happy Wednesday. I just wanted to pause. I was headed to go get my nails done really quick, but I don't think I'm gonna be able to make it back on time to pick up my kid because the way the traffic looking, so I'm just gonna go again tomorrow. But anyway, happy Wednesday. Happy beautiful Wednesday. Happy prayer Wednesday for the love of a woman. But I was just stopping in today because we're still in the space of intentionally rising. And we're going to stand in that space until we all understand what space that we're in when we're speaking of intentionally rising. So I had a thought today, and this is for somebody. Again, every message is not for everybody, but this is for somebody that is in a space where it seems like it may be taking a little bit longer than what you expected. You know, that place where I tell you to enjoy the waiting room. It's a process. You know, there is something that you're gathering while you're waiting. This is for that person. So if you're like me, you've been on a couple of jobs, and when you're dealing with management in corporate America, or just like any type of job, when you find a manager that you love or that understands you, man, it's a whole different energy. Because it's one thing to be working under someone or working with somebody that is just like, I'm going here and I'm just making a check, versus going somewhere and working with somebody, working under somebody that understands you and appreciates you. What I come together is when you have somebody that's placed in management just because of their credentials, just because on a piece of paper it says that they can do the job. They can only give you what they have been told to give you. But when you have a manager, or if you're working under somebody that has been through something, that has even climbed their way up that chart, like the space that you're in, they have been in that space before. They went from the bottom to the top. When they manage you, or while they're over you, or while they're leading you, they're not leading you based on their title. They're leading you from experience. So to my sister that you seem like it's taking so long to get where you're trying to go, or get the things that you've been asking for, even praying for, I want to encourage you to enjoy this space that you're in right now. Because in a moment, you're going to receive everything that you asked for. But your space in taking it brick by brick and climbing up that ladder is because you're going to have to lead people and direct people in such a way that you're able to help them digest what you're giving them, where it's comfortable for them to show up and show out for God, where they're enjoying their journey in life, where they feel appreciated, where they feel loved. But everybody can't give them what you're going to give them. So while you're going up your ladder and your promotion in life on your journey, I want to encourage you to stay in it, to continue to trust God as you are intentionally rising. And again, intentionally rising means that I am intentionally making it a point to be greater than I was the day before. So if I'm standing off in a space of frustration, anger, Lord, when are you coming? Why is it taking so long? I'm looking at everybody else get their stuff on this day. If you ran across this message, it is not by accident. Tell God, thank you for building me brick by brick. Thank you that when I'm able to speak to somebody, or I'm able to love on somebody, I'm able to love on them differently, because I too have stood off in a space of not being loved completely. I too have stood off in a space of not being appreciated. So I'm able to look at this person deeper than what it is that they're asking for. You're able to see a piece of you in them. And because you're able to see a piece of you in them, you're able to lead them differently. So I encourage you, my beautiful sisters, to enjoy your waiting room. Enjoy the patience. Enjoy what God is cooking up for you, because again, you have a special order. Your order was not designed to look like everybody else's stuff. Your stuff is uniquely made just for you. And while you're waiting, continuously check on yourself. Ask yourself, how is it that you're doing? Shamika, how are you doing today? And when you ask yourself, how are you doing today? Respond back with things that are going to build you. Remember, if it's anything negative, that's what you see. But when you respond back with things that build you, you're responding back with things that you know. So Shamika, how are you doing? I am blessed. I am favored. I am purposed. I am loved. I am anointed. I am being used. Speak back what you know, not what you see. And always check in on yourself. Don't leave it for somebody else to check on you. You check on you. You get yourself together. You encourage yourself in ways that only you can encourage yourself. In this season, it is important to love on yourself differently. It is important to love on people that are around you differently. If they're growing you, hold on to them. Love them. Pour into them. But if they're taking away from you in this season, leaving you empty, dark, and depleted, let it go. Don't worry about how are you going to let it go. Ask God to give you the strength to let it go. Lord, I can't walk away from them, so remove them from me. Whatever it takes for you to let go of things that are not building you in this season, you got to let it go. And as I'm closing out on this intentionally rising, on this beautiful Wednesday, I encourage you to meet us back here in the 8 o'clock hour as we join one another for prayer. We show up for prayer every Wednesday for one, because we're in a season of obedience. And when God gave us the order that we had to stop and pray, we just do it without even questioning. So meet us here in the 8 o'clock hour and allow us to love on you with prayer. And ask also that you go out in the world and you love on somebody. But before you dart that door and dart that room to love on anybody, first stop and love on yourself. Tell yourself how much you appreciate yourself for staying in it, for staying on the course, for knowing that greater is here, for knowing that you deserve to be loved completely. There are some things that you have been asking God for. The only reason and the only way that you're going to receive it is if you trust God and if you love on yourself completely differently in this season. I love you, sisters. Do not forget to pause and intentionally rise. Make it a point to be greater and better today than you was yesterday. Forgive yourself, love on yourself. And hopefully I will see you later this evening in the 8 o'clock hour as we meet for prayer. Love you, sisters. Love you so much.